very kind introduction, and it is a real opportunity for me to come and visit with so many friends from the Turkish American community. A particular thanks to TFA, TFAF, and I know I'm going to get it wrong here. I was going to say Mufata, but I learned a little bit tonight, a little bit earlier, about all the various Turkish American organizations, and I'm proud of the fact that there are now 5 chapters in Virginia, and I see again the prosperous Turkish American community here that we have in the greater Washington area. I also want to commend the Pinnacle Academy for the good work that the Academy is doing in training the next generation of leaders for our country, and the leaders that will continue the relationships, the strong friendship between Turkey and the United States. Introduction talked a little bit about my background. I look around this group and I think there are probably many people here who are in business. Now I'm a politician, but I was a business person longer than a politician. So that means I can actually read a balance sheet that most politicians can't. I understand that spending and revenues have to equal. Comments where I was involved in the cellular telephone business, but before that I was not successful as a business. My first 2 businesses failed miserably. And as someone who was the first person in my family to graduate from college, I can't think of any other place other than America that I would have not 1 but 2 or 3 chances. And I think probably that's why many here, whether you or your families earlier came to this country, was because there was economic opportunity. And one of the things that we must make sure that happens in this country in the 21st century is that every American, no matter where their ancestry or where they may have originally called home, no matter what faith they're part of, that everyone in this country gets a fair shot. We can't guarantee everyone's success, but we should at least guarantee that everyone gets the kind of equal opportunity that makes America different. And again, part of that equal opportunity, trying to get that fair shot, means having an appropriate education. And again, I want to thank and commend the principal from the Pinnacle Academy and the great training they're doing in science and technology and engineering and math. I also want to take a moment. I've only been to Turkey twice. Once after I was left university back in 1977. So many of you weren't born then. But not just the kids. But the Turkey I visited in 1977 was a period when the military was in power. There were challenges in the street, and Turkey was still determining what role it would play in Europe, in the Arab world, and in the overall modern world. I just recently had the opportunity to stop in Turkey again on a trip I was taking with some of my other Senate colleagues to India. And I'd had a number of Turkish American friends talk to me about coming back to Turkey, coming to Turkey, and there was always some reason why I wasn't able to go. But to come back, even for a brief moment, and to see the energy and vitality in Turkey today is a real tribute to the business ingenuity and the enormous progress that's been made in your original home country. The fact that growth in Turkey now was faster in the last year than any other country in the OECD is a tremendous accomplishment. And I think it is with some irony that I think about the fact that back in 2005, when there were questions in the EU whether the EU would want to admit Turkey to the EU and, what will happen with all these Turkish people coming looking for jobs in the EU, I was interested to read that in the past year, we now have more EU citizens trying to get a job in Turkey almost than the other way around. And that shows what happened when a country that respects its heritage, respects its faith, but also respects its people, bursts into the 21st century. So I want, as Turkish Americans, as many of you I consider as Virginians, I also want you to know that I hope to be your voice in the Senate, but also a voice that recognizes that a growing strength and friendship between Turkey and America is in the best interest of both our countries. We see now with the challenges going on in neighboring countries like Syria, it was Turkey that was the first country that stepped up and said that the regime of Assad had outlived its usefulness and that the people of Syria needed to have a voice heard. That is a tremendous role. With the other disruptions that are going on throughout the region, it'll again, I think, more and more often, it will be Turkey that the East and the West will look for as that bridge, but also as the country with the strong economy and strong governmental structures that can serve as an example for communities throughout the region. So I have much more to learn. Let me assure you, I'm not like one of every politician that assumes they know everything about every subject. I don't. I've got much more to learn about Turkey, but tonight is one more step in that education, and I hope that this will be the first of many meetings that we'll have as a community. So I look forward to the visit and look forward to our continuing conversations. And I promise I won't give you my whole speech tonight on American debt and deficit. That will mean that no one will come back to any meeting if you have to hear the whole speech. But my thanks to my friends in the Turkish American community, and I look forward to many, many years of working together to come. Thank you all very much. I want to invite you all, this will go in my Senate office. I want to invite you all to my Senate office to make sure you can see it up.
Is it special handwritten? They made it, yeah, original. They came in right here, original ceramics. They put it in the oven and waited, and it takes a lot of time to make this.